Hello everyone. This is Tobi from the Phuket Meditation Center, and you're listening to the Dharana Meditation Podcast. Let's sit together, calm the busy mind, and explore topics concerning character development, meditative training, and deeper self-knowledge. Let's begin by sitting upright. The head is suspended from above. You gently tuck your chin, pulling it back a little bit, opening the base of your neck. Let the skeleton maintain the posture, maintain the shape, and let the flesh follow the pull of gravity. Let it all relax and melt. Let the breath sink down into the belly, breathing in a way that feels comfortable. Allowing your breath to gradually slow down. And connect with your wish for happiness. Connect with your wish to be free from stress, from suffering, from hardship. And that wish is already at the base of each and every one here. Feeling a sense of goodwill for yourself, feeling kindness for yourself. And giving this moment and yourself some space to just be as it is. There's nothing to change, nothing to fix, nothing to get rid of, nothing to accumulate. Just a living being sitting here, wanting to be happy and not wanting to suffer. Soften your eyes. Gently smile a little bit with your lips and your eyes. Letting go of all the tension in your forehead. Relaxing, softening into this moment. Breathing in, feeling your legs, saturating your legs with consciousness. And breathing out, softening, releasing your legs. And gradually let go of all that stored up tension there. Becoming a little bit more soft with each out breath. Notice each time when you let go of your tension in the legs, it gets a little bit better. A little bit more softness, more openness. It feels more nice, more comfortable. Letting go of unnecessary tension in the body is the very first step. Giving yourself a little bit less stress, a little bit more happiness, a bit more ease. And breathing in, feeling your belly. Breathing out, softening, releasing the belly. Finding a bit of ease, a bit of openness. Enjoying every little bit of goodness that you encounter. Doesn't matter how small it is. And breathing in, feeling your heart, your chest. Breathing out, softening, releasing the heart and the chest. See, all that matters is just this one breath. You don't need to be mindful for many breaths. You don't need to do anything perfectly. Think of one breath as one session of meditation. Start another session with each breath. Breathing in, feeling, breathing out, softening, finding a bit of ease, a bit of comfort. And breathing in, feeling your shoulders, your arms, and out, softening, releasing shoulders and arms. actively looking for those nice moments. Finding a bit of release, a bit of openness. And taking some time to enjoy it, to appreciate it. And I realize there might be a habit within your mind to dwell with the negative, to dwell with the pain, the discomfort, to complain about it, to contract around it. And that's pretty normal for most of us. Even though that's the case, see if you can move a little into the opposite direction every now and then, making yourself a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more at ease, giving yourself a break. Rather than going the route of tension, resistance, aggression, holding, you go the route of release, letting go, opening, softening, acceptance. Finding some peace with the way it is. Breathing in, feeling your head. Breathing out, softening, releasing the head. Feel as all these little pockets of tension evaporate, melt, and dissolve away. There are usually a couple of hot spots in the head where most people store tension. It would be in the eyes and the forehead. Just the base of your skull, in the neck, the jaws. oftentimes also in different regions of the brain, either around the center or somewhere to the sides. Breathing out, letting everything melt, become soft, a little bit more. But breathing in, feeling the entire body. Breathing out, softening, releasing through the whole body. Really saturating the entire body with consciousness, connecting body and mind. And each time breathing out, you find a little bit of ease, a little bit of softness. And notice where your attention goes. You can be with your body, just feeling your body. Perhaps hearing the rain outside. As long as you are aware of what is happening right now in this moment, you're present. Knowing the sounds, the smell, the feelings, and how your attention is naturally attracted to these things. So we simply sit here, experience the aliveness in this moment, the way it is. Letting go of daydreaming, of drifting off into the future and the past, hoping, fearing, wondering. So gently keep returning back into this moment. Anchoring the mind with the senses. You can ask yourself the silent question, where is my attention right now? What am I aware of right this second? Is it sound? Is it feeling? Is it light? Smell or taste? Or is it the arising and passing of words and images in my head? Notice how your attention is moving really fast from sound to sound, from feeling to feeling, from thought to thought. You don't need to stop it. You don't need to control it. Simply know it. While remaining aware of where your attention is in this moment. You can slowly come back and open your eyes, gently stretch a little bit if you want. Good morning, everyone. So I hope you could find a little bit of rest in this. bit of ease. Even if it's 0.001% better, it's better. And that's what matters. It's very easy to focus on the other 99.9999% of bad. And there is this habit that we have to focus on what doesn't work out, but it's a bit of an obstacle. And during the meditation practice, definitely an obstacle. So the only thing that you need to know about what's bad is that it's right there, that it feels like this, that it is based on contraction, tension. You find a little bit of softness, a little bit of release through it. That's really it. It's not to dwell on it and complain about it and to wait, hope for it to end, fight against it, try to escape from it. Not at all. It's about learning to stay with where you're uncomfortable, learning to understand it, to look through it, and then to release it, to see it, to know it, and then to let it go. That is what we do when we practice. The other extremes that are very common, that we most of the time are engaged in, are either escaping, so running away, distracting yourself. I don't know what you do in order to avoid your discomfort, but there is a plethora of things you can do nowadays to avoid facing your discomfort, right? You can bury yourself in your phone, you can eat, you can travel, you can see interesting places, have interesting conversations, read books, do whatever, but face yourself. In order to face yourself, you have to stop looking out and you have to stop activity. And you have to come into a mode of observation, of looking, and not in that classic way that we usually look, which is full of judgment, full of an idea of not good enough, must make it better, must gain control over it, that kind of thing. But instead, you have that openness to, that willingness to actually face yourself as you are. And you go through layers. The first thing that you need to get to know about yourself is perhaps the body, getting to know your body. How do you feel in your body? Are you relaxed? Are you comfortable in your own skin or not? And how can you find a bit of comfort through all the discomfort? And as I said, the usual way of finding comfort would be either through escaping it, trying to move your body or trying to move away from the discomfort somehow, scratching the itch, or fighting with it. That's the other extreme. You're just butting in, you're just aggressively trying to push it out. Grit your teeth and, trying to get through this somehow. Both is incorrect. You don't want to fight, you don't want to flight. No stress, in other words. Okay. Instead, you need to learn, and in order to learn that, you need to take your time with it. You need to learn to bring ease and release into those areas where you're habitually holding tension. Suffering, as I say very often, is an activity. It's something that you're doing. Suffering is not something that is happening to you. It is something you do. And when you sit in meditation, that becomes really obvious. One of the ways of escaping could be assuming a victim mentality. You could just sit there and go, yeah, but poor me, it's all, my knees hurt me, the pain is attacking me, so many thoughts are after me, I can't concentrate because I'm disturbed by all those thoughts. Well, who is doing all those thoughts? Who is holding the contraction in your knee? Who is angry at the knee pain? Who is bringing all that hate into your knee? Resisting it, trying to push it out. What if you didn't do that? What would happen to the knee pain? Well, it would change. And that is something I would like to discover when I sit there and I meditate. I don't just want to repeat old things.
repeat old patterns that simply don't work. I mean, I can sit here for half an hour and complain. Does that work? If you do that every day, every morning, sit down for half an hour and complain. What will you get better at? Well, complaining, of course, right? You're training to complain. Or you could also sit there for half an hour and be skeptical, doubtful. I wonder if is that bullshit? Is he talking bullshit? Is that really making sense? I don't know. You can have this conversation with yourself in your own head. You can do that for half an hour. What are you getting better at then? You can get really angry. In fact, I've seen people who've left the retreat, doing a retreat with us, on the first day, first meditation, jumping up and leaving, not to return. Went out to a morning excursion, sitting down on a beach, and there is this fly, and it just keeps bothering one of our guests, just landing on his face, and he's really angry about it. And at some point, he couldn't take it anymore. He just got up and left. Dropped everything. So it's possible to do that. And it is your free option to train different responses to pressure. Because life is going to put pressure onto you. It's going to put pressure onto all of us. Think old age, illness, death, loss, encountering what we hate, being separated from what we love. Sound familiar? Have you been through stuff like that? Have you been through hardship? Life is going to put pressure onto you. How do you deal with that? Who are you in the face of difficulties? What options do you have? And here's where we come into a field where something becomes quite evident. Most people don't think very highly of themselves. Actually, they don't really know how powerful they are, how patient they could be, how peaceful they could be. So instead of exploring how patient could I be, how happy could I be, how peaceful could I be, they just escape because it's the most easy way to deal with difficulty, with pressure. You just escape. Just stop it. You don't have to sit, right? Just finish early. Don't wait for the stupid bell. Just finish. Problem solved, right? It seems like it's solved. Why do you put yourself through this? Why sit down and close your eyes and focus on your breath or do all these kind of fancy things? Don't you have enough problems in your life? Why add one more? Work is stressful, family life is stressful, and now I have another schedule on top of that because sit meditation for half an hour now. And it's painful and I don't like it, but I have to do it because it's supposedly good. So much stress for nothing. Take a nap, it's much better. Take a walk in the forest, get a bit of sunlight, eat something nice. Same effect. There's just a bit of relaxation that you're after. A nap gets you further, guaranteed. Meditation is not about just getting a bit of relaxation. It's about discovering how happy you could be if you were to let go of all those things that are in between you and happiness. And it's an invitation to discover that. And you'll be surprised just how full of tension you are and how much of that tension is just self-made. Habitual responses. At some point you've been traumatized in your life by something and then you just keep repeating that to yourself. The way your parents have raised you, the way they've talked with you, that's the way you talk with yourself. The way you have related to close relatives, that's the way you relate to your spouse and your friends and other people. Just repeating the past. And then wondering, why don't I change? Why doesn't life change? Why doesn't things get better? Well, because we all collectively keep repeating same stuff in our own heads, with our own behavior. It's very convenient to blame others for that, because then you don't have to deal with it. That would be another form of escape. I'm miserable because of my neighbors, because of them, because of her, because of him. Or you're miserable because you don't know how not to be miserable. And meditation, taking some time for yourself each and every day, is a valuable opportunity where you can learn how you make yourself miserable, and most importantly, where you can learn how to stop that. So you can feel a bit better, become a bit more relaxed, a bit more at ease. So that when life puts pressure onto you in whatever form, maybe someone that says something you don't like, what's your response to it? Is it, that's okay, I'm happy, I'm at ease. People are free to think and do whatever they want. I choose to be at ease. Or is it outrage, anger, arguments after arguments after arguments? Right? If a problem comes to you, does it end there or does it continue? What role do you play in the continuation of problems that come to you? Can you be the link in the chain that breaks the chain of the problem? That's what pressure asks of you. Pressure comes to you. Can you transform it into ease, comfort, connection, love, kindness, generosity, freedom, goodwill? If someone hurts you emotionally or, in some way, then you have an option. You can remove yourself from the situation. And then you can harbor hate towards that person. That person hurt me. And then you can carry that person in your own mind, in your heart, in your emotions, and you can carry them around with you. They're sitting on your back. This person has hurt me. And that comes often together with the wish, may they hurt just the way I did. Just the way they made me hurt. I wish they'd hurt the same. What do you think of that? Is it a good idea? Would you carry that if you were conscious of what you're doing to yourself? Would you continue doing it? Of course not, right? Who would hurt themselves? Who would willfully swallow toxic, poisonous materials if they knew? If you knew the food in front of you was rotten, would you still eat it? Of course not. But if it smells good and it's old and you don't know it, you may well eat it, right? And you get food poisoning later on and you complain about the food. The key is to know, to have awareness, to see yourself, to see clearly, what is it that I'm doing right now? One of the most important questions, actually, anyone can ask themselves in their entire life is, what am I doing right now? Does it make me more tense? Or does it make me more open? That's it. That's the entire path in a nutshell. And where can you know whether something makes you more tense or more open? I guarantee you can't know that in your intellect. You can't know it by thinking about it. But you can know it directly by getting in touch with your body. Your body tells you immediately. Your body doesn't lie. Your hips don't lie. It's true. Your body doesn't lie. It never deceives you. It will show you immediately whether you are tense or at ease. Whether you are in a restful response to life or in a stress response. You can know immediately if you're in touch with your body, if you're not drifting in some intellectual spheres about your future and your past, some daydreaming. If you're in touch with reality, here and now, reality continuously gives you feedback. It always informs you. What are you doing right now? Tense or relaxed. That's it. That's the entirety of the path. Now, at the base of each and every living being, there is love. And that love, that compassion at our base. In fact, it's not just at the base of every living being, it's at the base of every process in this universe. There is love. Now, I may sound incredibly cheesy and romantic, but it's not at all something cheesy or romantic, what I'm referring to. When I say that at the base of everything is love, then what I'm saying is that at the base of everything there is goodwill. There is the seeking for goodness. We all have it. You want to be happy, right? You want to get the good stuff. You want to feel good. You're seeking positive, uplifting, nice, happy, comfortable experiences, don't you? You all do. Everyone does. At the same time, you're also seeking to avoid the opposite. Unpleasant, unhappy, painful, stressful experiences. Every time you think, it's about that. In essence, how can I make sure that I'll be happy? How can I make sure that I won't suffer? That's it. That's why when a guy sends you a text message, you think, should I answer immediately or should I wait? Should I let him hang a little bit? These strategies, or whatever strategies they are, Should I go to the gym tomorrow? Should I sleep in? These are happiness questions. Essentially, you're thinking of, is this good for me? Will this help me get to where I want to be? That is the activity of love. That what makes a tree grow and turn towards the light is love. It's evolution. Evolution naturally seeks harmony, strength, aliveness, flourishing, power, goodness, expansion. Now, that striving at the base of your being, that love, however, is blind. It doesn't know what it's doing. It's like somebody that's super nice but blind. And they want to lead you to all those nice places. And they can only lead you to the places that they have learned are good. Here, have some chocolate. Do some weightlifting. You all have your happy places, right? Fill in the blank. Go do that. Go to the fridge. Go outside, take a walk. Call your friend. That is it. This is the desire for happiness, but it's misled. It lacks intelligence. It lacks reason. It lacks wisdom. So it's kind of like a bird with just one wing. It flaps around a whole lot, makes a whole lot of noise, but it doesn't get anywhere. It just spins in a circle around all the time. It's quite miserable. It's kind of like most people. They're just spinning around in circles, doing the same things every day, thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions. It's over and over again. That is love without intelligence, without wisdom. So you need that seeing quality of wisdom, of intelligence, to actually fulfill that wish of love, to actually evolve. You need intelligence. You need to understand what it is that you're doing and whether it's leading you in the direction of happiness or not. It's a simple delusion that we all suffer from, is we mistake the causes of happiness for causes of suffering, and we mistake the causes of suffering for causes of happiness. It's basic delusion. We think that, this is going to be great. But really, it's not going to be the cause of your happiness. It's just going to be the cause for more drama further down the line. You can't foresee it. We're searching mostly for our happiness within the world of the senses. Smell, taste, touch, thoughts, the intellect, nice ideas, nice projects, new things, decisions you need to make. But that's not where you can find happiness. So since your love is blind, it says, go over there, you will find happiness there. But it doesn't know that happiness is there. It's just something it has heard previously. Culture, parents, books, whatever. So where do you actually find happiness? Where can you find the end of stress and suffering? Effectively. Since this is what we all want, shouldn't we address that wish? Directly. I want to be happy. I want to feel good. And we all know it's not stuff that's going to make us happy. Everyone knows that. At least intellectually. It's not the new car. It's not the relationship. It's not a song. Not a hug. It's none of those things. You can be hugged and feel miserable. Have you ever had that experience in your life? Being hugged by someone and actually just wanting to get out of this? Or you can be gifted a car and feel terrified by it. Say it's a couple of guys coming to your house in a suit, and they put a car in front of your house and they say, "We've got a car for you there. It's a gift. Don't worry about it. Just drive it. It's yours." Does that feel good to you? You've been gifted a car. You wanted a car. Here it is. And yet you're uncomfortable with it, right? So it is obviously not stuff that is giving you happiness. It is something that happens within yourself. And I know it's a bit of a silly example that I gave, but who cares? You get my point, right? Now, intelligence is knowing where happiness actually is. And then love is giving you that. Give that to yourself. And compassion means knowing where the end of suffering is. Sorry, wisdom is knowing where the end of suffering is. Compassion is giving that to yourself. Give yourself a bit of release. Relax. A little bit. You're moving in the right direction. Like, how deep can you take that? How happy can you be? What's the upper limit of your happiness? How relaxed can you be? What's the upper limit of your relaxation? How far can you take it? Well, in meditation, you learn that you can take it very far. But it is dependent on your lifestyle. How far you get in your meditation practice is limited by the way you live your life. So first of all, you need to make your lifestyle so that it allows for meditation. And it allows for more happiness as well. You need to remove conflicts, remove trouble, remove difficulties with others. Get your act together. And slowly, as your life becomes more and more pleasant, less and less stressful, you find more space for meditation. You can go deeper and deeper and deeper. That's following the path of love with intelligence, with wisdom, not just blindly grabbing stuff, hoping that it'll do the trick. It won't work that way. Yes? There's a story that I sometimes, it's not really a story, it's more like a simile. Think of the sun, okay? The sun is moving around in the universe and it is looking for light. And eventually it comes across the moon and it falls in love with the moon because the moon has this nice, beautiful silver shine to it. And the sun adores that. And so the sun hangs out with the moon and gets really attached to the moon. And she needs the moon to be there so she can feel more complete because that moon shines such a nice light to her. It gives her attention, soothes her, makes her feel good, makes her feel loved. Now, you see the arrow, right? The sun looking for light. That's exactly what we do. This is blind love. We're running around, we're looking for happiness, for shiny things, not realizing where the shining is actually coming from, where the light is actually coming from. And that light comes from the beholder. It comes from awareness. It comes from your central being. And that's the one thing where we don't look, because of all the shiny objects in space around us that are distracting us. The one thing we don't see is our own light. So, of course, you have to organize your life in such a way that you actually have a chance to see yourself. If you're constantly distracted with shiny objects, you won't see yourself. If you're constantly distracted with darkness, you won't see yourself either. Some people are constantly distracted with how bad things are, how bad life is, how bad others are. Well, forget it. You're suffering too much. You can't see yourself. You're too busy suffering. On the other end is too much happiness, too much pleasures. It's a big distraction. You're too happy. You can't see yourself. You're too distracted. Right? So organizing our life in a way that it's balanced, that you are neither having too much happiness nor too much suffering, allows for the spiritual path to be truly engaged. Okay? So that's all that comes to mind for this morning. I hope that was somehow helpful. We hope you enjoyed this episode and had a meaningful time. For more information and upcoming events, head over to our website at phuket-meditation.com. Thank you very much for listening and have a wonderful day.